turn it on live, make sure you turn it off. If you don't turn it off, whatever you say,
Adrian, you there? Can you hear me, Adrian? My microphone is on, but I'm not getting audio. Hey, Adrian? Testing. Can you hear me?
Mr. Snowdy, can you hear me?
I've got audio now. How about me?
Mr. Snowdy, can you hear me? Mr. Snowdy?
I can hear you, but you can't hear me.
La rancheritas. Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, be careful. We might be on a live stream. Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Check, check. Check, check. Check.
I've been talking about that's pretty exciting. You see the size? Today when I estaban working on the camera. They told me to put their hands.
Vice President Flores, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna put myself on mute now.
We have 3 minutes, but I still want to thank everybody for showing up, and hopefully everybody enjoyed their summer break. Maybe for some was too long and for some was too short, but I am glad to see everyone here. I personally did miss the meeting, so I'm ready to come back. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Sí.
Hello everyone. I would like to go ahead and call this regular school board meeting to order this Thursday, July 23rd, 2026 at 5 p.m. Mary Lou, can you have a roll call, please?
Board President Lira,
Present.
Vice President Flores,
Present.
Board Secretary Rodriguez, Board Member Guerrero, Board Member Medrano.
Present.
Sir President, we have established quorum.
Thank you. Moving on to our Pledge of Allegiance and mission statement. Can everybody stand up, please? Ms. Medrano, can you go ahead and read our mission statement, please? It's on right here.
The Gadsden Independent School District will provide diverse educational opportunities that empower students to be successful in every changing world. El Distrito Escolar Independiente de Gadsden brindará diversas oportunidades educativas para capacitarán a los estudiantes para tener éxito en un mundo cambiante.
Thank you, Ms. Medrano. If anybody from the public wishes to speak during open forum, is asked to go ahead and complete a yellow speaker request form available in the front or in the meeting room and submit it to Ms. Delgado. Thank you. Moving on to item 3, Superintendent District Updates and Recognitions. 3A, Introduction of Campus Central Office Administration and Support Personnel.
President Lira, Associate Superintendent Burciaga will present this item.
Good evening, President Lira, members of the board, Superintendent Tarazona. It is my honor and privilege to present campus administration today, as well as the new directors we have hired for our district. We are confident that this team that you see seated here before you will strive for our students and be the best administrators in the state of New Mexico. With that being said, we will do this Price is Right style, if that's okay. I will call your name and you'll come down and greet the board. And we'll do it in alpha. So beginning with our new directors. In our special education department, we have hired 3 area special education directors. For the feeder pattern of Santa Teresa, we have Miss Maria Barraza. For the feeder pattern of Gadsden, we have Miss Lorraine Soriano. And for the feeder pattern of Chaparral, we have Dr. Luz Valenzuela. For Director of Language, Equity, and Cultural Arts, replacing our beloved superintendent, we have Ms. Sonia Barajas. For the Department of Nursing, we have Ms. Victoria Galarza. We have 2 new directors of instruction that will work hand in hand to support our district, and that is Ms. Veronica Candelaria and Veronica Gonzalez. These are our new directors. Congratulations. Welcome to the dark side.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Your head is in those photos. Your head is in those photos. Oh, I'm sorry.
And now with our campus administrators, we will begin with Alta Vista Early College High School Principal, Ms. Aida Gensler. Anthony Elementary Principal, Lorena Lopez. Assistant Principal, Ivan Sanchez. Berino Elementary, Assistant Principal, Michael Reyes, and Principal, Dr. Miguel Serrano. Chaparral Elementary School, Principal, Rosa Carnavali, Assistant Principal, Joseph Mata, and Janet Herrera. Chaparral High School, Principal, Danielle Rodriguez, Assistant Principal, Laura Smith, Greg Martinez, and Michelle Ballard. Chaparral Middle School, Principal, Kathy Williams, Assistant Principals, Vanessa Pacheco, and Saul Nunez. Desert Pride Academy, Principal, Sofia Payen, and Assistant Principal, Roberto Mata. Desert Trail Elementary, Principal Erica Rivera and Assistant Principal Christian Guerrero. Desert View, Principal Pauline Muela and Assistant Principal not yet hired. Gadsden Elementary Principal Graciela Marquez and Assistant Principal Delia Dominguez. Gadsden High School Principal Maria Legareta and Assistant Principals Victoria Perry, Michael Lugo, and Loren Guerrero. Gadsden Middle School Principal Mr. Raul Villagrana and Assistant Principals Maria Sangster, Dolores Roque, and Elena Mendoza. La Union Elementary Principal Ms. Lydia Anguiano and Assistant Principal Ms. Lisa White. North Valley Elementary Principal Ms. Eliana Munoz and Assistant Principal Michael Reyes. And yes, you heard that right, Michael Reyes is being split in two. North Valley I did that one already, sorry. Moving on to Riverside Elementary. Principal, Ms. Adriana Quinn, Assistant Principal, Ms. Magdalena Valdez, and Ms. Esmeralda Frias. Santa Teresa Elementary. Principal, Ms. Sylvia Word, and Assistant Principal, Ms. Maria Rodriguez. Santa Teresa High School, Principal, Ms. Hema Suggs, Assistant Principals, Mr. Michael Paulino, Monica Nunez, and Dr. Rebecca Alcantar. Santa Teresa Middle School, Principal, Ms. Barbara Peterson, Assistant Principals, Ms. Elizabeth Leal, and Mr. Damian Flavian. Sunrise Elementary, Principal, Mr. Leon Smith, and Assistant Principal, Ms. Sylvia Soto. Vado Elementary, Ms. Corina Alvarez, and she's our principal, and Assistant Principal, Ms. Esther Carol Welp. And for Yucca Heights Elementary, we have Principal Ms. Carissa Aguilar and Assistant Principal Ms. Wendy Stern. And saving the best for last, just because I come from them, pre-K, we have Director Ms. Natalie Urbina, and Assistant Principals, Ms. Viola Ramos, Ms. Felicia Escarcega. I better look at my names because I'm going blank. Ms. Angelique Ramos, and Ms. Veronica Lugo. And Ms. Hilda Quintanar. And ladies and gentlemen, these are our new directors and our campus administrators. Thank you very much. Move me out of the way.
Yeah, no, they gotta. And then where do we gotta squish it?
We gotta keep on squishing it. else do you need?
No, I thought she did.
That's good. You want me to get Rosie to move?
That's fine. All right, look over here. Look over here.
Misael!
Everybody this way. Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
I'll just stand here. No problem. Good job.
Hey, how are you? Hey, thanks to all of our staff and administration for this new return of year. Moving on to item 3B, attendance.
President Lida, Associate Superintendent of Federal Programs, Ms. Villalobos will present this item.
Good afternoon, President Lida, members of the board, Superintendent Tarazona. We would like to share with you a little bit of information on what has been happening with attendance and chronic absenteeism in the district. Chronic absenteeism has been something that has been come to the state on the last years. They have been really calling for this because it has become the #1 problem for all the school districts in this nation, not only for Gadsden. And we have come a long way what we have done with absenteeism. What we are sharing here, you can see the rate for 23, 24, 25. The last rate that we have, unfortunately, is on embargo, and I'm not allowed to share it publicly. But hopefully we can share it with you very soon. We have made very good improvements on this rate. The district has been leading the state of New Mexico when it comes to chronic absenteeism. And I would like to say a big shout out to Ms. Elisa Cumplido and her team, because they have been doing an amazing job supporting something that is required for the school accreditations. One of the parts is the attendance plans by the schools. Every principal needs to do an attendance plan. And last year, Elisa Cumplido took the time to sit down with each one of our principals to work on the attendance plan, because it cannot be done as another thing that has to be another requirement, another paper that we need to do to be in compliance. It has to be like a live document that is changing and really reflecting what is happening at the school. And we became the district with 100% approval on attendance plans. Because of that, Ms. Cumplido has been hired by New Mexico PED to work after hours, after all the work that she does with us, to lead the districts of Las Cruces, Hatch, Deming, I don't know, all the other districts. She's going to be providing guidance on how to work with attendance because of the improvements that we have done as a district. One of the innovations that she has done is the electric referral. Now the state wants to replicate that. So there's a lot of good things that have been happening with attendance, but now I let you, Ms. Elisa, to come and talk a little bit more about it. Come on, Ms. Cumplido.
Good evening, President Lira, members of the board, Superintendent Tarazona. We just really want to give a shout out to all of our students, because it's because of the students why we are here. And we're here. We have some of our directors that were administrators that really worked really hard on the attendance improvement plans and really implementing it. And so we just want to give a shout out to everyone, because it's a team effort. Everyone here at Gadsden is working really hard towards improving the chronic absenteeism. And like Ms. Villalobos said, it's still, the rates are embargoed, but we will have them for you soon, but they look pretty nice.
Look really nice. Just take the next one is yours. Next slide. Okay, continue.
High dosage tutoring, in alignment with the strategic plan, this year we will continue to focus on math. And right here you see the percentage of students that participated in high dosage tutoring. And so we had a total of 312 students that participated in tutoring. And the ratio is 1 teacher to 3 to 4 students. So we keep the groups fairly small, but also in viewing the scores for math, they look pretty promising. But this year we will continue to focus on math, aligning with the strategic plan. And we did work on literacy last year. We had some that participated in both literacy and math, and then of course our SAT test prep. That's a big one for us. And this year we'll be launching something new for tutoring with SPED.
The next one is yours too.
After-school programs, right here you get to see at a glance how many after-school programs we have. We have a total of 272 programs. We have partnered with an NMSU 21st Century programs, and so when it comes to that, in some cases we're the ones that fund the teachers, and then in some cases we fund the materials. So it's a partnership that we have with them. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cumplido.
Thank you, and moving on to item C, after-school programs.
I believe that item was just presented, so we're going to move on to item D.
Okay, item D, parent and communication engagement.
Good evening, Board President Lita, members of the board, Superintendent Tarazona. I've had the privilege of presenting to you guys a few times this year, and when I come up here, I usually highlight the activities or these events that we're doing. Today, I get to share a little bit of data with you. So you guys have access to this diagram right here. And what this is this gives us the numbers between August and May, and we have it categorized by a few different resources that we're providing. These are the things that are going on quietly behind the scenes at our 4 community centers. So we do have clothing, hygiene, all of those things listed. What I want to direct your attention to is that last category, the other. So the other is really where we're making that real impact. We have things that we're providing, such as adult diapers, baby formula, car seats. We have some families that end up encountering a medical emergency. They need a wheelchair, they need walkers. We have all that. That's not something that we advertise out at the center, but we've been building those relationships with our community that they feel safe and they feel comfortable reaching out to us. The other thing that we're implementing is a QR code so that our students can scan it and they can ask for these resources in a discreet way. They can schedule a pickup area, usually within our community center, somewhere that they feel safe, that they can get that, and we know that they're being provided the things that they need. So between August and May, we've been able to impact over 1,000 students. That's just from, again, August to May. That's with all of our community centers. If we go to the next slide, a lot of times we think kids are gone, they go on summer break and the work stops. But that's when we're seeing that our students actually need a lot more help. So we still have it categorized: food, hygiene, all of those things. So between June and July, I have some POAs that are quote unquote on summer break, but the work doesn't stop. The needs don't stop. So between June and July, we were able to reach over 500 community members, parents, students. So we look at that and that's a number, but behind each one of those tick marks, that's a parent, a family that is relying on us. Behind every one of those resources is a barrier that we've been able to remove to ensure that our students are being successful and they're being supported. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Melendez.
And just to note, Ms. Laura Flores is joining us at 5:22 in person. Moving on to item 3E, parent communication remind social media analytics.
There will be no report at this time on that item, Mr. Lira.
Thank you. Moving on to item 4, board members report. Ms. Corina Medrano.
It's all exciting starting a new school year, especially for Gadsden Middle School that'll be moving into a new building. And I know what it feels because I did that at Santa Teresa Middle School. I wish all our new employees the best of luck. We're going to be working together. We're going to come out ahead like the way we usually do. And I think we need to hit attendance pretty hard because if the kids are not in school, they're not going to learn. So we need to find a way that we can get to all of them, see what's going on, and hope for a great new year. And not much to say because it's just beginning. There'll be more later. Thank you.
Ms. Medrano, thank you. Moving on to Board Vice President, Ms. Laura Salazar Flores.
Iba a decir, buenas tardes y qué bonito se miraban todos, estaba viendo y hasta les tomé foto así con mi teléfono. So you guys, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, to our new directors. That's pretty awesome that you guys are in those positions now and look forward to working with you. And I just want to wish all of you a wonderful 2026-27 academic year. You know, that God lead us, guide us, and because we are a great district. I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to say it. Somebody said, with you, to the best, yes, I agree, the best directors and assistant principals and principals, but since I'm half Gadsden, half Las Cruces, I am also one of the best assistant principals in the state of New Mexico. And Colette Martinez knows this, and you can tell her if you know that, if you know her. Anyways, pues me tengo que echar porras a mí misma, ¿no? Yeah. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. And I want to thank also those of you who always watch us online and to those who are here in person who come. Thank you for joining us. And I'm actually going to keep it short, but thank you.
Thank you. Now, for myself, I do want to thank everybody as well. We closed out the year amazing this past year, and then the summer break, for me, it seemed a little bit a lot. I actually did miss the meetings. I'm like, but now they started, and I'm like, oh, another meeting we have today, you know. So it's kind of that feeling, but it was too long. So I'm happy to be back, and I want to thank you all of you guys. I do see the transformation. I'm going to use that word from leadership that is coming from Superintendent Tarazona to all of the new staff that she's bringing on board. And I do see it now. I see a stronger structure, and I do know that this year we're gonna excel much more, as what Ms. Flores said, to already an amazing district. So thank you everyone for that. And that's pretty much it for us. Our board member report. We're gonna be moving to item 5, Equity Council report.
President Lira, Doctora Valenzuela will present this item.
Hello. Good evening, Board President Mr. Lira, members of the board, and Superintendent Ms. Tarazona. So I will be leading again this year Equity Council meetings. Thank you, Ms. Tarazona, for giving me the opportunity to continue with this work. Our first Equity Council meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, August 25th at 9:30 at North Valley Community Center. We will have a total of 8 Equity Council meetings throughout the year. We look forward to working with you, to seeing you there, and thank you. Have a good afternoon.
And I just want to add, President Lira, that we do have 2 of our board members in our Equity Council meeting, which is really important to ensure that we're meeting the needs of all of our unrepresented communities. So we do have Ms. Medrano as part of our Equity Council and Ms. Claudia Rodriguez. So we hope you continue to join us this year.
Thank you. Moving on to item 6, Superintendent Report on Community Outreach, including 2 underrepresented and non-English speaking families.
There will be no report on this item, President Lira.
Thank you. Item 7, Union President Report to Board.
President Lira, I do not see Ms. Nanez in the audience today.
Thank you. Item 8, Human Resource Report. This report is for public information only, no action needed. And moving on to item 9, modification of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I so move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Moving on to item 10, regular school board minutes for May 21st, 2026. Do I have a motion?
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Moving on to item 11, consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as is?
I so move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. And moving on to open forum. Do we have anybody for open forum?
Sir President, we do have open forum.
Thank you. Yes, the board is, yes, it's time. The board discourages personal attacks upon staff personnel or any other person attendance or the absent by individuals who address the board. Any person making public comments shall solely responsibility for any of the comments made by the individuals during public comment. Presenters are cautioned that statements on representations concerning other than false and damaging to a person's reputation may be subject to presenter to a civil action for defamation. The board prohibits personal threats of use of obscenity. Such speech is not protected and will not be permitted. The board further prohibits disruptive conduct. Disruptive conduct will not be tolerated, and any violations may result in the removal of the premises. Ms. Berta Salmon.
Oh,
thank
hi.
you. You do have 5 minutes, Ms. Berta
Okay,
Salmon.
hi,
Thank
good
you.
afternoon, President Lira and school board members. My name is Berta Salmon, and the reason I'm here today is because I want to make a request for school district to bring back driver's ed classes to high school. And especially talking to myself, I had three teenagers at home, and this summer I paid $450 for each of them to get a driver's class. And I remember before when I was in high school, I went to Santa Teresa and they offered that driver's ed class. So I wanted to see if you can, not this semester, but maybe next year, have it on your curriculum. Yeah, that'll be my comment for today. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Thank you. Moving on to item 13, action items. Moving on to 13A, Open Meetings Act resolution.
President Lira, as you know, every year the board will sign the Open Meetings Resolution Act. Gadsden Independent School District Board of Education met in a regular session at Gadsden Administrative Complex Boardroom on July 23rd at 5 p.m. as required by law. The Open Meetings Act to state that except as may be otherwise provided in the Constitution or provisions of the Open Meetings Act, all meetings of quorum of the Board of Education held for the purpose or formulating public policy, including the development of personal policy, rules, and regulations, discussing public business, or for the purpose of taking action within the authority of or the delegated authority of such a body, are declared to be public meetings open to the public to all times. Any meetings subject to the Open Meetings Act at which discussion or adoption of any proposed resolution, rule, or regulation or formal action occurs shall be held only after a reasonable notice to the public. The Open Meeting Act requires the Board of Education will determine annually what constitutes reasonable notice for the public meetings. As you know, all meetings are set at Gadsden Administrative Complex each year or a designated school location, and they are at 5 p.m. Unless otherwise specified, regular meetings shall be held each month, the second and the fourth Thursday, either again at the Gadsden Administrative Complex or the designated school site. Special meetings may be called by the president or a majority of the board members upon 3 days' notice. Emergency meetings will be called only under unforeseen circumstances, which is not addressed immediately by the board, will likely result in injury or damage to the person or property or substantial loss to the school district. For the purpose of meetings described in paragraph 2 of the resolution, the notice have to be placed. We post them in Las Cruces Sun News and post it in our GISD website. So every year we sign the Open Meetings regulation to ensure that we are following the Open Meetings Act and that everything is posted. Do you guys have any questions?
No questions.
Thank you.
Do I have a motion to approve item A, Open Meetings Act regulation?
I so move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Moving on to item 13B, certification of annual capital asset inventory 2526.
President Lira, Ms. Rivera, our Director of Finance, will present this item.
Good evening, President Lira, members of the board, and Superintendent Ms. Tarazona. The Finance Department is here to present the certification of the annual capital asset inventory for fiscal year 2025-26. As per the state audit rule, we are required to conduct an annual physical inventory of equipment by the end of each fiscal year. The District Finance Department is submitting the capital asset inventory to the board for certification in compliance with the state requirements. And as of June 30, 2026, the district has additions for $58.9 million in fixed assets. Our total balance for capital assets is currently $684 million. I stand for any questions? No.
Questions? No?
Thank you.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve, where is it? 13B, certification of annual capital asset inventory for 2025-2026?
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Motion carries. And now moving on to item 14, discussion items. Discussion item A, district wellness policy.
President Lira, Ms. Cadena, Associate Superintendent of SMP, will present this item.
Good afternoon, President Lira, board members, Superintendent Tarazona. I actually have Ms. Victoria Galarza, our new Director of Nursing and Health Services, presenting this subject.
Good afternoon, President Lira, members of the board, Superintendent Tarazona. I come before you to present the wellness policy. Okay, perfect. I actually had that wellness policy highlighted with the changes so that I can see all the updates that have been given. Most of the updates that you'll see are descriptions of the actual sections and what these should include. Previously, we had section 3 and 5, physical activity and physical education, combined into one section, and that was before called physical education and activity. We also have health services, section 7, that is a new title for that one, for that section, and that used to be called other wellness. I stand for questions.
Questions or comments? No? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Galarza, and welcome on board.
Moving on to item 14B, Gadsden Community District.
President Lira, Associate Superintendent of Federal Programs, Ms. Villalobos, will present this item.
President Lira, members of the board, Superintendent Tarazona. What I'm here to present to you is more than anything is an invitation. I would like to invite all of you, all of us in the district, to embrace the concept that we really have become a community district. And why we can say that, and that's what I want to present to you. You are familiar that there are districts that have community schools. So I would like to talk to you a little bit about the history behind this. A couple of years ago, New Mexico PED has been asking us, like, we began a Title I district, how come that we don't have a community school? And when I tried to fill out the grant for the community school, for $100,000, that's what they give you. And I said all the conditions that they set into us. I came back to PED and say, I cannot do that for my district because it wouldn't be fair to select one of our schools when all our schools are Title I. So how can you provide all these services only to one school? And I kind of like challenged them a little bit and say, give me the time and I'm gonna come to you and I'm gonna tell you that we can become a community district using the federal funds, because that's the intention of the federal funds. And it has been like that. We have been having a lot of visits. Last year we have a couple of visits from New Mexico, PED, from the community schools program. And actually they come and say now they wanna do what we're doing and they're trying to see they can change the grant and have the initiative of having community districts, because a community school doesn't serve the model the way it is. It's not really helping us if we don't do it for all our kids. Because then where is the equity? If we do that from, let's say we do that from Riverside and we don't do it for Sunrise, and they say we cannot do that and we can use the funds, and we have been working very hard on putting all the services, and that's what I want to talk to you. Because I would like everybody in the district to really embrace this concept and understand that we really have become that, and how the guideline comes through this. The federal government has 4 pillars. They have 4 conditions that they say, if you have all these conditions, you become a community school. That's coming from the guidelines from the federal government. New Mexico PED took those 4 pillars and added 2 more. Do a little bit more rigor into that and say, has to be 6 pillars in order for you to become a community school. And we have implemented the 6, and I want to go through this with all of you. And then we start on the first slide. Thank you. If we can say, why we gonna become a community district? Because we really believe that every single kid in this district deserves the opportunity to succeed. Academically, socially, emotionally, and physically. And in GISD community district model, we are trying to bring families, schools, community partners together to make that happen. All this can really lead to student success. We know that together we can remove those barriers that our kids are facing. And we know we have to work still more, but we are getting into that direction. And if we go to the next slide, you can see the 6 practices of the community schools as they are determined by the federal government and the New Mexico Public Education Department. And there are 6 components, and I would like to go to each one of them so I can talk to you how we are doing each one of those components. And if we can go to the next slide, please. Instead of going this, I want to go one by one. Number one of the things that we have done, we created those community centers. You just listen to the report on all the impact they're having on our families between classes, support with resources, and connecting the families to the members. So our community centers, you are familiar with 4 of them. That's part of the community district. And if we go to the first component, which is the next slide, please, Mr. Snoddy, thank you. Okay, which is the first component? We need to have a powerful student, family, and community engagement. How do we know we are doing that? Number 1, we have the community centers, which create a safe, inclusive space for all our families to connect with our community, access all the daily resources, and participate in all those opportunities. There's workshops, classes, food, clothing, a lot of resources for our families. That's when it comes to community centers. And all our families that are attending there are receiving a lot of support. But then we have family involvement by the schools. How this is looking? We have the coffee with the principal. We are doing school-wide events, and you are familiar with all those family nights, literacy nights, math, all those things there. We have now a parent institute in the district that was established by Mr. Tarazona. That's part of the family involvement. We now have cultural community events. Last year we had 4 of them. We invited you to all of them. and those are bringing the community just to celebrate our culture. And then we have volunteer opportunities for the families at the schools. Those are different ways that we involve the families on what we are doing. And then we have community partners, and we are very lucky that we have been really growing the partnership with community. Something, for example, for you to tell, something that is happening right now. You know, we were able to provide again school supplies this year with the Title I funds. So we were able to do that. We spent $500,000 on school supplies for the whole district, and they all have been distributed. So our kids are going to have supplies. They are communicating, the principals are communicating, so the parents are going to know that on the open house. But right now, we have 7 organizations reaching out to us and covering for backpacks. I don't have backpacks for all the schools yet, so we're still reaching out for more, but we have, like GCU is going to be covering, Ms. Lovelace is going to cover Chaparral Elementary. FY Plus is going to be covering Sunrise and Anthony. We have a lot of schools. We have Project Minor is going to be covering Riverside, Santa Teresa Elementary. So we have different organizations trying to come to us. So we are working with a lot of different organizations to really bring their resources. And we are working very closely with First Light right now because hopefully they're going to be help us with uniforms. So we are asking for uniforms to different organizations. So we are trying to bring and empower our schools with all these community partnerships. So this has been growing. We have been working very hard, and we are getting a lot of good donations, and which is very good for us. And if we can go to the next slide. The next slide talks about collaborative leadership. What does it mean? This means that we need to really have practices where we create professional learning, collective trust, and we really have a shared responsibility with the staff, members, community on how we are making decisions at the district level. What are the engagement channels that we have so that we can prove that we have collaboration or leadership? We are ensuring that all the stakeholders are having a voice. And I know there's still a lot of room for improvement, but we're getting in that direction because now we have an equity council that is really working as an equity council. We started when Ms. Tarazona started with the Equity Council. We had 3 or 4 parents. Now this is growing, and parents are really listening and giving us opinions and fighting us and telling us, don't do this. And it's really becoming an equity council talking about the opportunities. We are having community-focused meetings where we have been presenting the budget, where we have been presenting different things, and we are listening the voice of the community. We have the coffee with the superintendent when the superintendent is always available to talk to the parents, and we are moving to the schools so that we can reach all the communities in the district. And we have been creating a lot of different district surveys for parents, for staff, for students, for community members. Now we have, the parents, the principals need to do at the schools the compact, which is a requirement for Title I. What it means is principals really need to create the parental involvement policy for the school with parents. And now last year we started the school-wide plan meeting at the schools, which means that on those meetings have to happen twice a year per school. Principal needs to sit down with parents to talk about their 90-day plan, their MNEM-Dutch plan, the scores at the schools, and discussing all those issues. So, and all of that is empowering the voice of the parents when they participate with us. Who are our active stakeholders? You, board members, playing a very important role, being a stakeholders and giving your opinions and making the good decisions for the district and our kids. Our parents and community members, we're giving them a voice, and we're giving a voice to our staff and to our students. So we know that together we can build shared responsibility, and we can really have a trust and collaboration across the district. So that's the second pillar of the community schools, and we are working on that, and we're working this year to try to even improve it and do more for that. The third pillar is when it comes to the expanded, culturally enriched and learning opportunities. What are we doing with that? The opportunity of dual language and bilingual programs, and how the dual language programs are really growing in the district. This is promoting really the culturally and the sociality where we do have with our kids. So that's one of the components, how we are enriching all the learning opportunities for our kids. All the cultural events that are happening at the schools, the folkloric programs that we have growing a lot on providing more opportunities when it comes to STEM. You know how we have been leading with STEM initiatives, with Legos, with AI, with a lot of things the instructional specialists in technology are bringing to us. Art and music and after-school programs. We are really working a lot, like Ms. Cumplido told you already, about how we focused on math last year on high-dosage tutoring. These are opportunities that are offering to all the schools. And like, for example, this year we're going to really align with the strategic plan when it comes to math, doing high-dosage tutoring, focusing a lot on math. And if we go to the next slide, the next component of the community school has to be the rigor on the classroom instruction. And as you know, we have been following the high reliability framework, and under the leadership of Ms. Maria Hernandez on academics, we have been really moving things. So what do we know? That we are providing effective teaching, and that's how we align with the high reliability framework on level 2. The level 3 component of the high reliability framework talks about the guaranteed and viable curriculum, and that's how we're focusing on the NASOT and the proficiency scales, and how we are trying to ensure consistent high-quality learning materials for all students. And the level 4 is a standards reference reporting, that we are really using the proficiency scales to track, monitor, and report the student progress accurately. So this implementation of the high reliability framework has helped us create a structure on how we are providing instruction, how we are providing rigor on everything that we're doing in our classrooms. And if we go to the next slide, the next pillar for the community schools is the culture of belonging and care. And that goes completely with the level 1 on the high reliability framework, which is a safe, supportive, and collaboration practices. So we're working a lot on the safety of our students, on the whole child, because we have been working under Ms. Alma Forti on this social-emotional learning, aligning all the counseling practices that we have, and creating and supporting an MLSS when it comes to SEL, to understand how we have these wraparound services and where the counselors go, how the counselors are providing the service they need to provide, the mental health therapists, and all that team. And that's what we do on culture of belonging and care, and this is happening at every single school in the district, all of these components. And if we go to the last component, is the one that talks about the integrated support systems, and as you know, this is one of the strategic plans, main things that we want to have, which is the MLSS system. And we have been working a lot when it comes to mental health and advocacy. We have the mental health therapists, social work services, parent ambassadors, attendance advocates. We also have the school-based health centers, and we have all the support for the community, and that's how we are integrating support systems for every school in the district, not only for one. And we are trying to really cover every kid and trying to see all those partnerships, how we can support more our schools and give them all what it is. So what are we trying to do with this? And if we go to the last slide, it's like, I just want to invite everybody to really embrace this concept, because together we are building the future for our kids. And with this, we can really create a journey of equity for every kid in this district, with the rigor in our classroom instruction, with a culture of belonging and care, and integrating our support systems. We can achieve all that for our students. And all I want to say is, like, I think this is a moment we have been able to do it. We try to do a little bit more every year. But I think if all of us embrace the concept that, yes, we have a community school, and we have to be very proud of it, because each one of our schools has all the components of a community school. So that's why we can call ourselves a community district. So thank you. And if you have any questions.
Questions or comments?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, Ms. Villalobos. So I just need clarification. So does the state recognize us as a does the idea or that concept of community school, are they, because it sounds like we're embracing ourselves.
Actually, excuse me, board member Salazar Flores, yes, they came to visit us and say the people that are in charge of the community schools at New Mexico PED, and they came and say, how can we replicate this that you're doing? Because there's a lot of districts in the state of New Mexico, they need to do this. And then that's what they say, we are really limiting us having only one school with those services. And I say, exactly, because how can I'm going to do a food bank only for one school and not for the other ones? You know, for example, things like the dental services, they were taking the kids to the dental school over there in El Paso, and they come and do all this service. Can I do it only on one school? You know, and it's like you have to think this through, and they really are supporting us on that. They want to see how they can change the application on the grant, because they are understanding and say, yes, you're limiting me, because if you're going to give me $100, what do I do with $100,000? I can sustain all this with Title I, Title II, Title III, and Title IV.
Okay.
Well, that's how we're supporting all this, because we are aligning the application to really put the funds where it has to be and really support all our kids. And the state is recognizing, and they say, we want to see, so that's what they say last visit, they say, we want to have to see how we change this grant so that we can really provide you a different kind of grant for this so you can get additional resources. So we are in those conversations with them. They really like, for example, the coordinator at your school district, he has come and visited us and say, I wish I could do this, something like that in Las Cruces. He says, we haven't built those support systems so that we can really help every school. So he's trying very hard on the couple of schools that he has. And he hasn't been able to do it. It's like we cannot cover all that because we don't have those systems in place. So it has been very interesting with pets. So I'm waiting for seeing what else they tell me, because the last thing I learned, unfortunately, is like they're changing everybody in pet again on community schools.
So let me make sure that I understand. So we're doing this, all of this, through our, like you said, Title I, Title II, Title III, all of them. So we are not getting money from New Mexico PED.
For community schools especially.
But we are
implementing the whole model of the community school.
Okay.
And we are making sure that we have the whole thing in every single school in the district.
Well, that is very interesting, because that means that we are doing this without their assistance.
Yes.
And that is...
And we can do it. And we have different people come in and see it, like say, like, oh God, you can really do it. Like, yes, we can really do it. And that's why we need to embrace, all of us, the idea that, yes, we are a community district. We care for the whole child. We do care, because that's the things that all of us here are doing.
Which is, I guess I'm going to make this comment. So we're able to do it, then why on earth do they bother to have these applications and providing money when a district can do this on its own?
Yes.
And it becomes, Vice President Flores, so it becomes an issue of access. So how do it's all about access. So how do we ensure all of our kids get what they need? It's about access. They need access to resources to overcome barriers. So the only way to do that is to provide these services to all of our schools. When you fill out a community application for a community school, it's $100,000 for one school. That's not going to provide, what about the schools that don't qualify? So it really becomes an inequity if you really think about it, and how do we say you don't get access, but you get access? All of our kids should have access to resources for them to be successful.
So how long has the concept of community schools or these applications?
I presented to you 2 years ago, if you remember.
Okay, no, but I thank you for doing that.
Like 2 years ago, saying we want to do this at the district, because this, more than anything, why we are doing this, because this is an issue of equity.
No, but my question is, how long has the concept of community schools existed in New Mexico? And how many years have we not been able to get? Well, because I get you, we refuse the money because we're not going to just accept for one. So I guess
accept for one school, and then all these conditions, and it's like, it doesn't work for us.
So then what can we do as a board to, I don't know, who do we reach?
When you go to your meetings with all the boards, promote it that you are a community district, that you have everything, and each one of your schools has all the services of a community school. Because that's why we need to move the things and say, the lady that was in charge of the community schools, to sit down with us, she was like, she even got so emotional and said, we have to change this. We go, yes, because that's the way we can change things in the schools. They are Title I.
And Vice President Flores, I believe that's why they are coming to visit the community centers. We had different NMPED stakeholders from the state come. So the traditional, you're talking traditional, this is a brand new model, basically brought on because Rosa said, no, I'm going to do it a community district school, not just one school.
So the PET,
Because they have been coming to us, I think they don't know what to do with us.
okay, so it's awesome that we're not even taking any of their money, and we're still able to successfully do this and provide all these services for all of our schools. So that's why they're coming down to see how we're doing it. So eventually, maybe there's going to be an application where we will be getting some money.
Exactly.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Thank you for all your hard work, Ms. Villalobos.
I know, so thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Villalobos.
Rosie, thank you. Yeah, that's amazing stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Moving on to item C, Policy Advisory 277, JLCEC, Cardiac Emergency Response Plan, Automated External Defibrillators, AED.
President Lira, Ms. Galarza will present this item.
Good afternoon again, President Lira, board members, members of the board, Superintendent Tarazona. I come forward to present the Policy Advisory Number 277, JLCEC Cardiac Emergency Response Plan for the Automated External Defibrillators, which it requires New Mexico districts to develop and implement a Cardiac Emergency Response Plan, which we also call a CERP, and install AEDs on the school campuses. In front of you, you will have the emergency response plan that kind of outlines how many AEDs are already in the schools and what has been in inventory for each campus. You'll also have information as to how many individuals in the campuses have to have a AED CPR certification. One of the last pages that you'll see is on the off chance that they are used for any emergency situations, there is a form that needs to be submitted. I stand for questions.
Questions or comments?
How are you going to determine who gets the training, and if a regular teacher wants to get it, can they? Just because in the event of an emergency, like say I'm just a regular teacher and I'm next to the device and he's having cardiac arrest so I can save his life, like how are you going to determine, and if people want to get this training, can they?
That's a great question, Ms. Flores. So as of right now, we have collected individuals that have CPR with AED on there. So we have a list of individuals in the district that already have these certifications, and that includes nurses, health assistants, athletic trainers, and so forth. We also have individuals that have also submitted that information. Anyone that would like to get that certification can absolutely get that, and they just submit it to us, and then we'll have them on the list of individuals that have the ability to, be on that inventory list.
So I guess the key is they must have CPR training along.
ma'am.
And then if they want to do it, is it at their expense, or the district is willing to pay? How does that work?
At this time, it is at their expense, but we are looking into different ideas.
Okay. And then I would, I don't know about this, but maybe the recommendation, if it's possible, of whoever trains may be at a discount rate, even if they're willing to pay themselves, maybe we can get together with whoever provides these trainings, and then we can gather whoever wants a bunch of them, and maybe it's a discount rate. I have no clue, but maybe we can look into that.
That would be a great
Thank you.
idea.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it's a pretty short meeting. Moving on to upcoming board member events. Let's look them over, and let's start this year pretty busy in all the activities that they're available. Moving on to item 16, board follow-up request of superintendent based on specific agenda items. Do you have anything?
President Lira, I do not have any follow-up requests at this time. Is that correct?
Yes, I don't know if I can piggyback at this time, sir, because you kind of move fast. I was going to make a comment on the events.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Let's go back. Let's go back. Yes.
Okay, since I believe I would be on topic of this, we have listed everything that we get to attend. I did want to request to our superintendent, because I know La Cosecha takes place, which is like a national dual language conference that happens in the state of New Mexico. And so I want to request if the board could go to that event. I think it's in November. Why? Because it is part of our strategic plan, and I think it's a wonderful opportunity for us to attend that dual language conference. And then I believe in a conversation with Ms. Tarazona, you had mentioned that there's going to be a presentation, which I'm very interested in because there's changes coming up with the bilingual seal. So I would love to request that opportunity if funding is available, ma'am. But that's all I wanted to request. Thank you.
Vice President Flores, I will definitely work with our new Director of Language Equity and Cultural Arts to provide that opportunity as one of our strategic goals, and dual language expansion being part of our goals. Not only that, our district serves 50% English learners, so we will definitely work that to provide you board members that opportunity. I think it's also never been provided before, so I think it would be a great time for you guys to learn more about dual language. And we do have a brand new bilingual seal manual that is now broken down by grade levels. Kids are going to be recognized in kinder, in 5th grade, in 8th grade, and to kind of keep them on track. So I think it's a great opportunity, as we also plan to continue to grow that. So I will work that out with Director Barajas.
And then I was just going to recommend, ma'am, once you get that, is if it is possible, then us who are interested, like, respond to her fast, because the deadline for early bird, I already looked at it, it's passed, so, okay. But it increases. And then I was going to also, in looking at the registrations, ma'am, so we can save money. Maybe I can go as a parent, because you know how they have teachers, parents. Well, technically, right. I am a parent because it's less.
Right.
You know, even though / parent board member, just to save the district money. But thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, we will add that to our upcoming events, and we will get that out to you as soon as possible.
And you know what, I reminded myself of the leadership workshop, Superintendent, just because if we're going to go ahead and add an additional trip, maybe in November, we have to, I guess, reach out to each board member to try to get a date for the leadership workshop that I do feel that it's needed. With all of the changes and the new administration that you have, so we can go ahead and.
Do we have a preference on the month for that, President Lira?
No, I think that I think maybe if you speak to each board member and see what their availability is, just to see what would.
Me and Ms. Delgado can come up with some options on that, and some places. I think the retreat would be a great time for the board and the new leadership team, just to focus on our goals, our strategic plan, and how we're going to move forward. So we will definitely get that.
Thank you. Now moving on to item 17, closed session A, limited personal matters pursuant to 10-15-1, H2 of the Open Meetings Act 1978 as amended for superintendent and associate superintendent report, employee on administrative leave with pay, employee grievances. Can I have a roll call, Ms. Delgado, please?
Board President Lira?
Yes.
Board Vice President Flores?
Yes.
Board Member Medrano?
Yes.
Thank you. We are in closed session at 6:05. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. Have a good one. You do the roll call?
Let me get her.
I can do it.
You can do it. Okay, moving on to item 18, open session. Ms. Flores, can you do a roll call, please?
Actually, we got to make a motion to come out of closed session. No action taken.
No, I'm sorry, can we, item 18, I would like to go ahead and make a motion to come out of closed session. Can we have a roll call, please?
Ms. Medrano?
Present? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Lira.
Yes.
So we're up.
And there is no action was taken. Motion carries, and 19 adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. We've adjourned at
6:52.
6:52. Thank you.
Thank you.